What's going on, guys? Alright, so quick update, hopefully it's a quick one, on the aquaponics system and the flow of the water as it goes through the system. So everything starts right here in the sump. I have a Flowtech 1600 sump pump in the sump, which flows up this pipe and splits off into the two fish tanks. There's a main drain on each tank that has a valve. Another one there. And then I have these 5-gallon buckets that I use as radial flow filters with these drains at about pretty much the same height or maybe a little bit higher than the main drain. And those fill up here, and when they're working, they work great. I think I have a problem. I think that these drains should probably be lower, and then the buckets should probably be lower as well. When they're working, they work great. From that point, water gets drained into a pipe that's under the ground. This is the pipe from the radial flow filters, and then here's the other one from the second fish tank, and that flows into my first tank, which is a NET tank. And currently I have it set up where another forum member by the name of Cookie, he has some air bubbles going down from the bottom. So this pipe actually flows to the very top. The water has to flow down through the net, and then there's a pickup pipe that come up and into this one. Okay. There's the bubbling, there's the poop, there's a somewhat of a slow, and so that'll drain into the next tank, to the bottom of this tank. I can't tell if you guys can see it or not, but there's an elbow right here, it goes to the very bottom, and then it goes up through the cloth and out through here. This was where my barrel media grow beds were, which I took down. So that's closed off for now. And so for now, this is just draining right back into the sump. Then the pump has a T here, which is just temporary from the sump, which goes in back into the ground. This is 2 inches or 50 mils, I think. And it flows into the new media grow bed, which is 32 foot by 4 foot wide and 12 inches deep of rock pebble, river pebble, about 6 to 7 yards of it. Made out of plywood. It's got about 1 inch of insulation all around, except for the top, obviously. Here is the flow valve. It goes down in here. This is 1 inch now. Actually, let's back up a little bit. So the pipe comes from the sump, elbows off right there, comes down in through here via 2-inch pipe. And then once it gets to about here, there's a reducer for 1 inch. And one goes that way in preparation for the same size deep water culture bed up here. And then the other 1-inch pipe comes up here this way through a valve. And then down in here into a perimeter pipe that has 1/8 inch holes drilled, about 10 holes every 10 to 20 holes every 10 feet. So there's a bit of a shock with all the plants that were transplanted from the barrels. So a lot of these plants are withering. Some of them are coming back. Some of them have dried out. It's pineapple that I've had for a couple of years now. No pineapple yet. Okra that has been producing through winter. And here we are in June. And it is providing me with tons and tons of okra up until even with this transplant it's been producing, but it's lost all its leaves and it's still producing. Not sure if it's going to make it or not, but we'll see. Eggplant took a hit. This is a new pineapple. This is another mango, dried up. Not sure if it's going to make it. Rosemary, it's beginning to dry up. It's got some dry leaves on it. And then comes my drain. The drain is flush with the bottom of the grow bed with a 6-inch media guard with just slits, 4 slits on them to allow the water to come through. It goes through a grate, down the bottom through a uniseal, 2-inch uniseal, 2-inch pipe, elbow, and then a 4-inch T with a rubber coupling on it into the 6-inch pipe, into the standpipe. This is the standpipe, so water comes up from around the sides from the grow bed and down into here. And then this drains into this, that would drain into the sump right there. So the drain goes down through here and then elbows off right here and then goes into the sump. So that's the way it stands now. I'd like to get my filtration system working a little bit better, so it's removing solids and mineralizing solids with the least amount of work. And once I can figure that out, and most likely these 2 fish tanks will get moved to the other side right here of the grow bed, so that the fish tanks can drain into the filter tanks via gravity and then into the grow bed via gravity, and again, once again, drain via gravity into the sump, which I'll probably move to right about here. So that's going to be in between the 2 grow beds. So that's the plan for now. If you have any tips, suggestions, or if you found this video helpful, great. Thanks everybody. Enjoy your aquaponics, just as I am. I'm always tinkering. Oh, you might be asking, what's those back there? Those are my mineralization somewhat tanks, but there's no aeration going in through them because I pulled the air stones and put it into this quasi semi inline mineralization tank here. I just set this up yesterday. I have no idea how it's doing. We'll see. Okay, that's it guys. If you have any suggestions or comments, post them down below. Thanks.